Love After Lockup producers, this season finale. Where did this co-participant come from? Sonya. And I'm going to need for y'all to do some with Chance, because obviously there's something wrong with him. And then Blaine and Lindsay. What in the ragneck, trashy, Shakespearean Mississippi tale do we have going on here? Child, let's get into it. Friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. Child, I'm here for the season finale of Life After Lockup, child. It wasn't 2 hours, thank God. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Aries and Cameron. Where are they? We haven't seen them in a couple of episodes, okay? And they wasn't in the season finale, so where are they? So I was on my Twitter, and so I asked the question. Now, somebody responded back to me and said that Aries said that they had quit the show because, you know, it wasn't no drama or anything, that they just didn't want their life to be going in that, you know, route, or they didn't want to be on the show anymore, whatever. Then somebody commented and said that no, they got fired allegedly because Cameron showed the baby to his, I guess, social media, and that was a breach of contract. I don't know which one is the truth. What I do know is Aries and Cameron are not on the show. They were not on the season finale. And if they did quit, or if they got fired, then I guess that is the last of Aries and Cameron. Listen, I wish y'all the best. Okay? Wish you the best. I hope, check your bag. Check your bag. Check your bag. I hope that is a success. And honey, I hope it was all worth it, child. Let's move on. Sean and Sarah. They were not on the season finale, but we see they are still together, and we see them tearing down that burnt home of theirs. Thank God. So they're tearing down that house, and I guess they're going to live in the camper or whatever until they get a home. Child, listen, Sean, Sarah, wish you the best, okay? That's all I got to say on it. Wish you the best. Child, let's move on. Let's start off with Chevelle and Quay. Now, for some reason, Malia's baby daddy's mother made an appearance. I don't know why. Did y'all have nothing else to do with Chevelle and Quay? So y'all thought y'all bring in this woman? It wasn't a good look. It was not a good look, Sonya. So, as we know, by Chevelle and Quaylon, Malia's father haven't been in the picture, okay? From what Chevelle have said, he ain't been a regular dad, okay? He's been in and out. He ain't been taking care of his responsibilities. He haven't been there for Malia as he should. Basically, he a deadbeat. I mean, them ain't something I just made up. This is what we got from Chevelle and Quaylon. That is why Quaylon wanted to adopt Malia. So the grandmother shows up. Hair all over her head, eyes just bulging out, child. And I was like, well, what is this about? So her and Chevelle is talking. And so the grandmother is like, you know, what is going on? And Chevelle said, listen, okay, your son ain't been in the picture, all right? And Quaylon wants to adopt, you know, Malia. Well, the grandmother just went, no. And she said, it feels like to me that you're trying to keep my granddaughter away from my son. And so Chevelle said, no, I ain't doing that. Your boy is. He ain't been spending no time with my Leah. He haven't stepped up as, a father. That's on him. And so the boy's mother is fiercely defending her son. And she was like, that's my son. Okay. That's my son. Ma'am, let me just say this. I understand defending your son, but if what Chevelle is saying is true and how your demeanor is, I'm siding with Chevelle. You can't take up for your son if your son haven't been handling his responsibilities when it comes to my Leah. You can't take up for your son if your son is allegedly a deadbeat. Instead of you having all that energy towards Chevelle, you should have had that energy towards your son. If he ain't carrying on the responsibility of being a father, then you need to let him know that. Clock him. What's that got to do with Chevelle? She is just beating on the table and saying you're not going to keep my granddaughter away from me. I got grandparents' rights. What about father's rights? He is her father. Why is he stepping up? And then while they're in the conversation, he calls her. And she was like, look who it is. Why isn't he calling Chevelle to set up a time that he can have with his child? Chevelle even said, listen, my Leah went and spent time with the dad. And where was he at? At your house. And then the grandmother said, us. He was with us. Oh, really? He was? Oh, okay. Okay, Grandma. So anyway, so she went on and on about how that's her granddaughter and, how the dad has been there, Chevelle handled that very well. I do say so. Because, honey, the minute she would have came at me with some nonsense like that I know is not the case, that conversation would have lasted a minute. I would have told her the same way she waddled out of that Uber, same way she could waddle back in it. And that's just that on that. Now, Quaylen, on the other hand, we all know Quaylen, child. All right, we know he had gotten arrested. There was a woman involved, and he had some DRUGSs, honey. It was a hot mess. So her and Quaylen have some, dealings, have some things that they need to work out. I don't know if Quaylen and Chevelle are still together. But I do know this, if, his arrest and the whole thing with the woman and all that is the fact case. Okay, there's no way Quaylen needs to adopt my Leah. That's just my opinion. And Quaylen, I'm going to need for you to go to a barber immediately. What is going on with your hair? See, that's my question. Quaylen, what's going on with this, with the sides out and the thing in the middle? What is that? I said, Lord have mercy. So anyway, that's it for Quaylen and Chevelle. Are we going to see them again? I hope not. Y'all, I'm done with Chevelle and Quaylen. Let's move on. Brittany and Keyrock. I just don't know what to say. I just don't know. Brittany and Keyrock are back home. Keyrock asked Brittany, you go to work today? Brittany said, no, I didn't go to work. So she has a job somewhere. She didn't go to work because she says she's depressed, after seeing her, grandmother. So Brittany says, you know what, my grandmother wants us to move to New York. Now, I don't know why Brittany thought that Keyrock was going to co-sign that. Keyrock said, that's a hard nope. Key Rock said, no. Okay, my family's here. Okay, you know, my mother is dealing with cancer. My brother, it's just a whole lot going on here. So, no, that's a hard no. And so Brittany said, now wait a minute. Okay, what about my family? Okay, my grandmother is my family, and I should have as much time with her, just like you have as much time with your mother. Okay? Because Key Rock said, well, listen, I haven't seen my mother in 7 years. 7 years gone because, see, I was locked up. And so Brittany said, excuse me, let me raise my hand. Me as well. Okay? My grandmother didn't even know I was in prison, so I lost 7 years as well. And I want to spend time with my grandmother. I want to go to New York. And Key Rock said, absolutely not. Honey, he nipped that in the bud. And I have a feeling that, no, they are not moving to New York. So, of course, we couldn't have a Brittany and Key Rock without some type of argument. So they were arguing about that. And then Brittany starts crying a little bit. They done got to hugging. And they done found them a church down there in Richmond, Virginia. And so the pastor or preacher or bishop or whatever said, it's time, okay? It's time for that good old baptism. Take me to the water. Oh, I was like, okay. So Brittany and Key Rock got baptized. Key Rock just didn't get dunked one time, honey. He got dunked 3 times. Brittany done got baptized. And listen, hey, good for them, child. Do I want Brittany and Key Rock back on the show? I'm going to have to say no, y'all. They didn't bring us. The only thing they did was argue. Now, do I like Mama Key Rock? Absolutely. And if they was, and listen, I'm here for the drama, okay? I'm here for the madness. But when it comes to arguments that made no sense whatsoever, petty, little childish arguments, no, you could keep that. You could keep that. Brittany and Key Rock, 80% of the time we seen them, they was arguing. And the most peaceful time we seen them is when it came to going to see her grandmother or when they're with his mother. But when it's just them two, they get into an argument. Child, honey, it wears down after a while. So I will say this, if Brittany and Key Rock was to come back, child, I hope that they bring something else, because if not, they can keep it. They can keep it. I wish y'all well. Okay, I wish you well, Key Rock, in your music business, in your work. I wish you well, Brittany, on, you know, cosmetology, trying to get pregnant, child. I wish you all well. And I hope that you all get married this year. Virginia represent. Child, let's move on. Child, Blaine and Lindsay. So Blaine is still screaming and yelling at Lindsay. And as we know, Blaine says, why did you leave with a married man? And so Lindsay is like, whoa, what is happening? So the producers said, Lindsay, were you with a married man? Why did Blaine say that? And Lindsay said, it's a whole lie. Lindsay said that it's not true. Lindsay said that Blaine is just pulling at straws. He's just, you know, finding a way to dig. And that is not true. As I said in my video, okay, Deontay went on Instagram and spilled the beans. There's also video of Lindsay said kissing said man. Now, this is what Lindsay said on Instagram. Somebody said, did you cheat on Blaine? Lindsay says, 2 years ago, a guy at a bar kept wrapping me up in huge bear hugs and trying to kiss me. He was extremely drunk and alternated between that and crying. His wife apologized and ran interception. I did not cheat on Blaine. LMAO. So somebody said, so you saying the video of you making out with the guy isn't you? Come on. LOL. So anyway, Lindsay is denying the claim that she cheated on Blaine. So Blaine is still, you know, screaming, yelling, hollering. Blaine said, you never loved me. You never loved me. Okay? So Blaine is going ballistic. Facial expressions. The accent is getting thicker, and he said, you never loved me. You never loved me. And then he said, F you. He sat there and said, F you, and baby, he said that Lindsay was a see you next Tuesday. I said, oh. I said, not a see you next Tuesday. I said, Blaine. I said, now why you calling her that? And Lindsay said, get the F out of my house. She said, pack your shit, take your feet to the mother freaking street. She said, get out, get out. So they're screaming, and so Blaine is in a confessional, and he was like, look, why am I going through this? I can't go through this. Whether she got 40 years, 10 years, whatever, okay? I cannot do this. And then he said this about Lindsay. He said that Lindsay is a lying, conniving, con artist, manipulative, narcissist, and self-centered. See you next Tuesday. I said, oh, Blaine had all the time in the world. Honey, Lindsay, they are ripping you to shreds. Lindsay, your exes are ripping you to shreds. Deontay done said that you was manipulative. Blaine done said that you was manipulative, and I'll see you next Tuesday. I said, Lord have mercy. Dun, 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 dun. What in the Young and the Restless going on here? So Blaine and Lindsay screaming, yelling at each other. Blaine finally, leaves, and he didn't get in his vehicle, because remember, he was packing up his stuff. All right, he didn't get in his vehicle. He got on the back of that four-wheeler. I said, cue the banjos. That is the most white, trashiest, redneck, barefoot running on dirt roads I have ever seen in my life. I said, not the angry getaway on the four-wheeler in the dead of night. Where's your vehicle, Blaine? Apparently, Blaine and Lindsay is done. Okay? They are over. Lindsay's on Instagram talking about when your ex sends you a text talking about I miss you or I love you or some crap. Child, I don't. That's Blaine and Lindsay. They coming back? Well, they're not gonna come back together unless they get back together for this show. That's the only way they coming back. Or will Deontay, what he said, come true? Will Lindsay be back on the show with someone else? Hey, Kevin. Wouldn't that be something? Ooh, wait. Child, let's move on. Justine and Michael. Michael's mama decided not to go through with the paternity. Okay. She thought better of it, and she said that Michael loves Justine. Michael ain't never felt like it's about somebody, and she knows that Michael loves Justine, so she's going to leave it alone. Now, Michael and Justine has a conversation about the baby. The baby is just too cute, okay? And, the plan is to go to Las Vegas, all right? And so Michael said, listen, what about Melody? Melody going to Las Vegas with us? And so Justine said, absolutely, okay? Justine is all for Melody going to Las Vegas. And he said, okay, what about my mother? Okay, what about my mom? Can she come to Las Vegas with us? And Melody and Justine said, absolutely. So Justine said, listen, I'm all for your daughter and your mother coming to Vegas. Nothing would make her, happier. She said that her and, Michael's mom is at a good place. And she will be, fine with Melody and Michael's mom coming to Vegas. And that's the plan. The plan is as soon as the paperwork get handled, the transfer, everybody is going to Vegas. Good. And something else Justine said. Justine, listen, girl, you nailed it. Justine said, listen, Melody is not going to be taking care of any kids. Okay? Melody has been taking care of children since she was a youngin'. All right? She ain't going to do that. She is going to live as a 16-year-old, as a teenager. Okay? We grown. These are our children. We'll take care of them. Boom. Michael, why couldn't you say that? Huh? See, Michael, you could have told Melody that to her face when she asked you to move to Vegas. Oh. But maybe those Life After Lockup producers was like, let's let people burn Michael alive. Because, Michael, honey, we lit you up. Okay? So, Justine said that they coming. She's happy about it. And everything is okay. Justine and Michael are still together. And please don't bring them back. Don't bring back Michael and Justine. Okay? So, I wish y'all well. Happy wife, happy life. Take care of your youngins, and good luck on your rap career. Child, let's move on. Joy and Red. If there is a couple I don't ever want to see on my screen again, it is Joy and Red. Please don't ever bring them back. I mean, they're broken up. But if they was to get back together, do not bring them back. They were a disaster of a couple. So, as we know, Joy done wrote up some elementary school journal about trust and loyalty and him getting a job, which he didn't do any of those things since he stepped out of prison. He just out here cheating, willy-dilly, doing it raw, no condom, affecting her health. We don't know what these people got. So he tells Joy that he cheated with Julie. And of course, all season, Joy's been doing this. She done got the cry, snot flying. And instead of Joy looking at him, because, he said that there was no protection. Instead of Joy looking at him and saying, listen, should I be worried? Should I be worried? Should I get tested? Oh, no, that's right. Because, see, she had unprotected sex herself. That's how she got her child. She was worried about if Julie may or may not have got pregnant. Oh, God, please don't bring them back. Priorities. And so what if he got Julie pregnant? So what? It ain't got nothing to do with you. Kick him out. So she's like, you got to go. You got to go. So So Red got his little piece of luggage. Okay, I'm sure he got that PS5 as well. Him and his run-over shoes. Child, did y'all see his shoes? Honey, dusty, crusty, rusty. Just run over. And he done made his way, you know, home, I guess. So she calls her sisters. I guess some time has went on. And so she was like, listen, me and Red are over, all right? I told him to get out. He's no longer in my life. He done cheated. And you know them sisters was like, yes, high five, girl. Yeah. Honey, you know on the inside they was twerking. But see, this is the thing, all right? Joy, you literally went 40K in debt for this man. You literally pawned your grandmother's heirlooms for this man. And the only thing he contributed was a wet penis for you. That's it. That's it. He contributed nothing to this relationship. All right? He done gave you a $31.99 ring, honey. She come throwing the ring, I guess. And honey, she should have flushed that mess. Flushed it. That's all he gave you in this relationship. Oh, and Joy, the next time you get involved with somebody, please don't have them call that, this little boy call them daddy. Now you got Sway calling Red daddy. Always the kids. Y'all are such in a rush to have these children call these men daddy that they don't even know them. And then something like this happens. Just a hot mess. Just a mess. So they're packing up his stuff. And I was like, what stuff? You mean to tell me he had enough stuff to fit 3 boxes? Ciao. Bye. So then we catch up with Red. Red is allegedly on the phone looking for a job. That's hilarious in itself. Red ain't looking for no job. And so then he come talking to the lady. And he was like, well, you know, I was in the Department of Corrections. And she says, oh, did you work for the Department of Corrections? And he was like, nah, I was an inmate. She was like, oh, okay, well, listen, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, my husband is going to be a hard no. Okay? A hard no. Sorry, you know, stay out of prison. But see, this is the thing, okay? As we know, it is hard to get a job. When you have been in prison, you have a background, you are a felon. It is hard to get a job, but it's not impossible, okay? There's felons who work every day, all right? It's what you get motivated to do, all right? If you are motivated and determined to get a job, you will get a job. Look at Key-Rock. Key-Rock got him a job. Look at Louie. He got him a job. He's at a pizzeria. He got him a job. I'm sitting here, right now, and I'm telling you, Red, he ain't motivated to get no job, child. So then we find out he come talking about that he was sorry, that he cheated on Joy. He's upset about Sway. He's just devastated. He wished it didn't happen. He wished that he could have his family back together again. And then we see him talking to a girl. He already back talking to a girl, child. 3 days. But he says, she's just a friend. Please don't ever bring Joy and Red back on my television ever again. We've seen them enough. They're done. They are done. Moving on. Nothing much going on. Short and sweet. Melissa and Louie. Melissa shows Louie her nose. And Louie says it looks great. Okay? He was like, I was expecting Miss Piggy. Now, when they did the side by side, you could tell a difference. At first, I didn't even see no difference. But the side by side, I seen a difference. As someone said in my other video, it's the tip. It looked like that they put the tip of her nose up just a little bit, like it was elevated. And you can really see her nostrils. And again, okay, the nose is swelling. It's going to take a long time for her to, you know, get her nose in the way that she wants. I think that it may take over a year for her nose to really settle. Hey, 11K, she didn't like it. You can tell by the way Melissa was talking and acting, she didn't like her nose job. She didn't like it one bit. But hey, you're going to have to get it fixed again if you didn't like it. It's here now. So, then her and Louis was talking, and he was saying how much he loved her, and she was saying that she wants some boobies, and child, we find out they're still together. They're still hanging in there. Louis still working, and good for them. Okay? Alright? Again, I will say this. Melissa is lucky to have Louis, not the other way around. I have liked Louis since he has came out. He has shown me that he is trying to, you know, make himself, you know, better. And you know what? He loves Melissa. I think he really loves Melissa. And listen, if they like it, I love it, and I wish them nothing but the best. Do I want them back on the show? I don't know. Question mark on that one. Question mark. Melissa is a lot. She's a lot. But, honey, that's Melissa and Louis. Let's move on. Last and most definitely least, we got Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Chance, honey. Y'all, something wrong with him. There's something wrong with Chance. I don't know if it's the DRUGS's. I don't know if it's... But something's not right with him. I don't know if this whole thing was scripted, the showdown between him and Taylor, because at some point of this screaming match, Taylor had a little smirk on her face. So did Chance. Some of the stuff looked a little forced. But we have Chance pulling into somebody's good old gas station in that Escalade that he done borrowed. You will never convince me that he bought that. Borrowed Escalade. Now, some of y'all pointed out that it may be the same Escalade or the same somewhat vehicle that Bobo the Hobo was driving. So he's at the gas station putting on a redneck monologue. Okay? Talking to himself, you know, saying that, you know, he messed up, that he loves Taylor and all this, honey. He even pulled out a single tear like Denzel Washington in Glory. I said that, go somewhere and sing. Chance, I'm sick of you. Y'all, I'm so sick of Chance. He is a deplorable human being. He really is. So here comes Taylor. Taylor is at her house putting together a box of memories that her and Chance had. Let me tell you something, Taylor. You mean to tell me a man that you got out of prison, a man that you allowed to blow your back out at a cemetery, a man that you laid down and have a child with, a man that you brought into your home around your girls, and the only thing you have in memories is trinkets that you had put in a small Amazon box? Girl, burn it. You talking about? You're walking around here talking about memories, and it fit in a little box. Honey, if you don't throw those trinkets away. So she's reminiscing on that. And so then it's time to meet up. And y'all, everything about this scene smelled. it just smelled. It smelled like desperation. Okay? It smelled like funky feet. It smelled like old clothes that you bring down from an attic. It smelled like tobacco barn. It just smelled like breath. It just smelled like armpits. Everything about this scene smelled. Here's Chance. Chance is smoking like a freight train. Taylor is talking to him, and Chance says, listen, what can I do to get you back? What can I say? I tell you everything. I will tell you everything you need to know. And so Taylor said, okay, tell me, how many times did you cheat? Did you cheat? And he said, yes. He said, I cheated. Because see, he was told, this is a 43-year-old man, father. He was told that maybe Taylor has been cheating. So he said, F it. Okay? See, you out there cheating, so I'm going to cheat too. Taylor said, man, if you don't get up out my face, she said, I have not been cheating. She said, sending an email to somebody isn't cheating. He didn't put his penis through an email. You stuck your dirty, rotten, infested penis in somebody with no condom, I'm sure. How could you do this? Why would you do this? So of course he gave an excuse. She was like, how many? How many did you sleep with? And he was like, I don't know, maybe 5. He's disgusting. He's disgusting. So, of course, him and Taylor are going back and forth with each other. Taylor pushes him. Taylor's crying, talking about, I hate you. You are MF. How could you do this to me? You're sickening. You're disgusting. And so Taylor said, did you sleep with men? Did you sleep with men? And so Chance, on television, stood there and said that he was with a gay guy, I guess the same gay guy Taylor was telling us about, that he was drunk. And he said there was no penetration. Now y'all, they bleeped it out, so y'all help me with it. But y'all know, don't put the stuff in the comments or it will be flagged. Did he say that it was a BJ involved, but he couldn't get hard? Or did he say that it was no penetration because he couldn't get his winka hard? Y'all, put it in the comments the most clever way possible. Either way, what y'all believe, because let me tell you what I believe. I believe it was full-blown hookup. That is what I believe. I don't know if it's true. I mean, we can only go by what Chance the Liar is telling us. Drunk or not, I think it was a hooking up going on. I think it was some mouth action, and I think it was some booty popping. Chance standing up there just looking just disgusting. And so Chance was like, listen, I ain't got nothing against the gay, homosexual. I ain't got nothing against it. Oh well, I ain't got nothing against it. Again, like I said before, what was you doing up in that prison? Somebody said that you was passed around like a deck of cards. I said, oh, were you, Chance? And like I said, is that why you owed Bobo the hobo money? Because see, they really didn't say. Did they even tell us why Bobo was so upset with you? Why he had you hemmed up against the side of that wall? And if that is Bobo the hobo's vehicle, why you driving it? Again, not in the least worried about their health. They just sticking it in things, no protection whatsoever, just doing it wrong. Absolutely disgusting. So, of course, Chance, he has an explanation, okay? All right. He says that, you know, Taylor had put him to the last brink, and Taylor, you know, didn't make him feel appreciated, that Taylor was the one that drove him to this. And then this Bigfoot, side-foot, slew-foot doofus had the nerve, the audacity to say that he was the best thing that has ever happened to Taylor. God. Run on hot rocks, Chance. Please don't bring him in front of my television ever again. I don't ever want to see Chance on this show. Ever. Now, as we know, Chance done went down a road of hell, okay? He's done been arrested several times. He is involved with a 24-year-old girl, okay? All right. And yes, she done got arrested for animal cruelty. Like, what is happening? Chance and Taylor are no longer together. They are on the outs. They need to be. It's just a hot mess. Taylor, please go home and take care of your family. That's what you do. Take care of your daughters and your son. And so then Chance is still saying that Taylor has a man. And if she does, you out here screwing every which way but loose. And then Chance, as he was leaving, because Taylor was like, get the hell up out my face. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. He had the nerve to say, don't you have that man around my son. Don't you have that MF around my son. I tell you what, I don't believe in violence. Y'all know I don't. But at that moment, I wish Taylor would have found some type of tool. A bat, a rod, a stick, and just would have busted him in his kneecap. The way Chance talked to Taylor, the way Chance's ego is through the roof. Chance really think he is the cat's meow. He's an idiot. That was the season finale, y'all. What did y'all think? That's it. To my new subscribers, welcome to the family. And y'all, don't worry. I will be giving y'all updates with news you can't use when it comes to, you know, life after lockup, love after lockup, these participants. I will be giving y'all, you know, updates. So this will not be the last you see me until April for love during lockup. So y'all go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. And don't forget to comment and like. Okay? And until next time, friends. Bye.